the unknown cause of elliptical spins. Although science has been able to assume that cosmic, environmental and of astronomical bodies relativity is probable cause of inter-involvement between them to modify and to determine attitudes and state conditions, external and internal atomic atmospheric relativity, including attraction, etc., however haven't been able to define well the explicit causes of deformed elliptical shape of its always systematic spins in organic, permanent way, especially in planetary systems, including satellites also dependent of planets' effectivity. As evident is known in our solar system, on which fact is not known the precise reasons for this, which however exist and it has been possible to discover, with explicit theoretical backing, however well accredited as legitimate, which now will be revealed, starting by to let know that this is precisely because of the bodies and essential elemental energies relativity possessed by all, in which the dominant energy properties and proportion are determinants key in the effectiveness between them, that somehow still not known in totalitarian macrocosmic universal concept is certainly arranged on hierarchical successive relative way on several systems, and of whose organic staged structure is precisely as in this case the solar system and planets, which justifies such a systematic fact of elliptical rotation set. For exactly that reason is due, because the solar system is associated with or belongs to another larger system unknown by science, whose called as astroplanetary relativities has been superiorly designed and arranged of a numerous very common form throughout all cosmic universal region, which undoubted testimony to the existence of a superior ideological conscious capacity which is the relativitous law, that because to signify consciousness must necessarily constitute an existential being also, significantly higher divine, owner of this ideological capacity, provided in law conceived as existential totalitarian regime, absolutely necessary to implement the conditions to satisfy some specific natural requirements on stationary thermal equilibrium and thus better preservation of planetary bodies, as of cultivated life and inferior live beings, and even for the same sun-star, who is not known but with his whole planetary family orbits on a larger and higher male star, which may well be Alpha Centauri, in full rotations lasting 13,320 terrestrial years, and precisely elliptical, because while it is justified to belong to another system so determined and could perhaps it be Sirian, the basis of most superior reactivation, but whose fact do not yet justify the systematic organic elliptical rotation of planets in the system, that always on permanent way makes possible the different seasons, because it depends on another nearest body of opposed and always relatively organized different, effective characteristics, on dominant negative volume and proportions power comparable to the star-sun, but although have not explained something about it. For thousands of years it was mentioned in the Bible under the name of Hercules, or wormwood, and Planet X by others, though which also turns subject and the biggest, Alpha Centauri, male star, though which to both systematically and permanently it has attached and coordinates towards the total target on system and especially to planets. And by reason of that, and this so negative body, which really is an old brown expired planet, owner of a powerful magnetic attraction force on everything distant positive, and less negative in its relative proportion. So precisely to be the cause to provoke this elliptical swivel deformation in all planets and satellites of the system, focused its long elliptical shape towards that negative planet direction, which attracts bodies lengthening so rotation shape, which obviously is variable and every second can form the distance of this with the Sun and system. For in the whole cycle never to be any same distance of planets in relation to the Sun, and possible to be the implementation of the different seasons of each planet's translative annual spinning, as on Earth are the basic known, which from certain contemporary dates have been noted, in very different extemporaneous ways than normally known, and also very distinct effectiveness, also increasingly extreme and relatively rare, precisely because such negative expired planet has been getting closer to our Sun and planetary system. For then all that, and more that it can explain, to cause in all planets. But most evident is in the Earth, because as to who basically has targeted the effect, but of course, the Sun and the other planets are not exempt to experiment. And what it then perfectly it explains. The every time and now in spring and summer more than ever and so extreme climate warming effects, and in winter also unusual and unknown extreme cold, which are so much because of the elliptical planet rotation has been more and more elongated in the summer, for the Earth to be being near attracted to the Sun, and in winter so it farther than usual from the star Sun, and more near from negative cold relativitous planet, and for which distant but nearest climate meeting between the two bodies, even missing a final consequence. Also a part explained and prepared with all information concerning exposed by this same author, whose purpose here is only partly exposed to justify the unknown cause of elliptic spins, and for this explicit form perfectly verifying its irrefutable legitimacy.